everybody, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are having a good day so far. So in this video today, as you may have seen from the title, we'll be writing a few lines of JavaScript for our compound interest calculator that we built from part 1. So if you haven't seen that yet, you can go check it out for the HTML and CSS. So let's get started. So I'll just create a script tag, and I'll create a few comments which may be helpful if you don't know the formula for compound interest. So P represents the principal, and then R is just the rate, N is the number of times compounded each year. So our time will be measured in years instead of months or weeks. And then T is equal to time in years. The entire formula will just be this right here. So it's P times 1 plus R divided by N, and the 1 plus R divided by N, this is all of that is in a set of parentheses. And then once you have calculated the result of that, we have to raise it to the n times t power, and that's basically all there is for the formula. So let's get started. So I'm going to create a button, a variable called button, and then after that I'm going to add an event listener for my button variable, and it will listen for a click event so that it will run a function when we click on it. So in here we're going to create a bunch more variables. So we'll create var principal equals document.getElement by ID, and the ID is principal dot value. So dot value, it's going to take whatever we passed into our input, and we'll just want to do the same for the other variables. So we'll just copy this down maybe 3 more times. So this will be for our rate, this will be our frequency, this will be our time, and obviously change the name of the variable as well. So this will be time, and this will be called frequency since that's the variable name that we gave it, which is right here, and this will be just rate. And now we'll create another variable called var parentheses section, and we'll just do 1 plus rate divided by frequency. So basically what we're doing here is we're going to take this section of the formula, so we're going to focus only on whatever is inside the parentheses. And what we want to do is do 1 plus rate, which is whatever the value we gave for our rate, divided by frequency. So we're going to add that to one whole, and that's what our variable right here will store. And then we can do var power equals math.pow. That's how we use exponents in JavaScript. And our first parameter will be our base. So that's parenthesis section. So this variable right here, like I said before, will store a number. So we will raise that number to the power of frequency times time. So frequency is how often you want to compound your investment each year. So let's say you wanted to compound it every 3 months. Since there's 4 intervals of 3 months in a year, you will be compounding it 4 times a year. And then the time is just how long you want to keep repeating that. So time will be measured in years. So let's say I wanted to compound it 4 times a year for the next 2 years. So I'll just do 4 times 2 is 8. So we're going to do parenthesis section raised to the 8th power. That's just an example, but hopefully that made sense to you. And then we can do var entire formula equals principal times power. So we're going to get our principal, which is our initial investment that we invested at the beginning of our investment, and then multiply it by this variable right here, which will also store a numeric value. And we can do document, if I can spell it correctly, document.getElement by ID. We're going to get our result, which is this right here. So we're going to grab that and set its text content or inner HTML. You can use whichever one of those method you want to use. And then the first thing we want to do is have a $sign. Unless you're trying to find the rate of a population growth in a certain city or county, then you may not want to use the $sign. But this is an example. The compound interest is also known as the growth formula, so it measures the growth in financial situations as well as other situations like population growth. And so we'll do rounded formula, and that should be it. Let's test it out. So let's say I had an initial investment of $500, having a rate of 2%, and for this I'll just do 4 times a year for 2 years, and click calculate. Okay, it's not working. Let's try checking our console. I think I may have mistyped something. Yes, I did. So it's at line 212. So it's this right here. I misspelled principal. That's why none of that was working. It should work now. So let's try again. 500, 2%, 4 times a year for 2 years, and we should get like $52. It's still not working, so look, we have 2 more errors for some reason. Rounded formula. I see what I did wrong here. We have to create another variable called rounded formula and do entire formula dot toFixed. So basically what we're doing here is we're going to take whatever value we got from this right here, and we're going to set its decimal places. We're going to restrain its decimal digits to only 2 digits. We don't want any more of that, or else it won't be money anymore, because money has only goes to pennies. It doesn't go anywhere smaller than pennies. So if you want to be more exact, you can change this to maybe 3 or 4, so you will get the thousandth and 10,000ths place, but let's just keep it at hundredths place for now. So now let's try again. It should work now. Our principal will be 500, a rate of 2%. How often? 4 times a year for 2 years. Calculate. And one thing we forgot to do is we forgot to divide our rate by 100. Let's try 500 for our principal, 2%, 4 times a year for 2 years, and we get $520.35. So there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed building this project. If you did, leave in the comments down below any video requests you want to see next, and that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.